The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Remember, an hour away at 8 a.m., we will have tickets for Limp Bizkit.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
Can the Bears, after the wonderful win on Sunday, make the playoffs? They can, and they actually got a little help last night from the Packers losing to the Giants, of all things. So the Packers are 5-8, 12th place in the NFC, and the Packers lost. So that's 5 teams tied for 7th place with that 6-7 record. The Packers, Rams, Seahawks, Falcons, Saints, and the Bears will just be one game behind that pack and making the playoffs. This is how bad the NFC is right now. And they could actually make it if they win out in the situation. Then the Vikings have to lose a couple games, too, to get in there.
Here's your problem, Brian.
What's the problem? What's my problem?
That's my favorite sentence.
Yeah. Bring it.
Now I'm paying attention.
We just had this conversation. Yesterday was the most popular day to break up with your significant other out of any day in the year.
Yes.
And you talked about how if you're not locked in, if you're not in love, if you don't have that feeling,
yes,
you need to get out of that relationship.
Actually, I think it was Kenzie that said that, but yeah.
You co-signed it. You kept your mic on. Problem is, you don't love Justin Fields. You love
He's still talking. Have some respect.
Show some decorum.
You piece of crap.
I can do what I want. I can turn all your mics off. I can do whatever. It's just me now. How about that?
I would love that. Can I go home? This is my dream.
Continue on.
You don't have that love. He's not the guy. You love the idea of him. You don't love who he actually is. Making the playoffs would be catastrophic for the Bears. Right now, he's giving you hope. He's putting you in the same position you were in last year. Remember this offseason? We're like, well, look at what he did at the end of the season last year. We're only going to get better. This is only going to be, Bears are going to make the playoffs this year. 9-10 wins, lock it in. It's the same thing, Brian. It's not happening. It's not happening. We're not making the playoffs. We need a new quarterback. Move on.
Your point is well taken.
Thank you, sir.
And he did good on Sunday.
He did do good. He did do good. And Casey's kind of right.
He worked really hard on Sunday.
He did miss wide open receivers at least 3 times. He took 3 sacks that he didn't have to take. They were very easy to get out of. Then, to Casey's point, he looks like the best quarterback in the history of the NFL on some plays. He is still that bipolar thing that we have hope that he can do the good stuff and forget about the bad stuff. And one more year, he can forget about the bad stuff and be the guy we can build the team around with the number 1 overall pick and another first-round pick coming. It's probably around 7 right now with where they are. And they can build around him, and he can be the guy, and we can win a Super Bowl.
You know what he's like?
What is he like?
He's like pottery. You know when pottery...
No, hold on.
I can already see cases, man.
No. Cook. You're cooking right now. Go
okay.
off.
I don't know if she's cooking. We'll see.
Okay. You know when you're on the little pottery wheel, think of Ghost. And everything's
that
like,
movie.
oh my God, it's beautiful. Whoop, whoop. I moved my finger wrong. And like the entire top of the vase falls out, but then you can put it back up and then it's perfect. And then the whole thing falls out. Like he's very delicate. He's being molded. He's very young. He's early in the pottery stage. He hasn't hit the kiln yet. You know what I mean? I think he's early pottery. What?
I'm doing the 80s movie slow clap.
You guys have to support him.
Well, here's the problem, though, Kenzie, is we live in a win-now league, and...
Well, that's not going to happen. So you have to readjust.
I guess the question comes, do you extend him one more year and still draft a quarterback with that number 1 overall pick? The Packers did it. And then it was number 1 overall, but Aaron Rodgers was a first-round pick when they had Brett Favre, and it worked out nicely for them. I mean, they got 1 Super Bowl. They should have got more probably, but either way, that's the question. Do you take that first-round pick and still draft the best quarterback and keep Justin Fields and then see what happens? That's where you're at right now. You have no other choice. You can't say goodbye to Justin Fields like he is right now because he is improving, and the defense is looking great right now, by the way. The team has improved. They're not playing tragically anymore. I am so messed up in the head right now. I don't know what to do. This is a very unique situation.
Okay, well, put yourself in the shoes of Justin Fields for 1 second. This applies to everybody because this could apply to any job you work at.
Yeah.
Brian, you walk in one morning. They go, hey, just so you know, nothing to worry about. We've hired your replacement. You go, what, am I out of a job? They go, no. He's just going to watch everything you do, note your mistakes, and then try to improve upon them when the time comes.
Period.
You probably wouldn't love that, right?
That's what I'm doing. That's what they told me when I started.
How's that working out? Oh, God.
just sit there.
They can't draft a quarterback and then also tell Justin Fields, "Oh, you're still the guy." I mean, you're a franchise quarterback. It doesn't work like that.
Most likely the guy.
That's right. Well, you know what? That's why you get paid millions of dollars to deal with these situations and go for it and show what you are. And they cannot waste this number one pick because it's rare you get there. 2 years in a row, it's incredibly rare.
I know.
They have to do it right. They probably have to take a quarterback. They probably have to keep Justin Fields, and he's going to have to deal with it. And then show up and not make those stupid mistakes and be the guy that's only the good guy that we see on the field. And then we'll know.
Yeah, I agree, Brian. He should only make good plays.
That's right.
That's good advice for him.
Yeah. Stop taking sacks when you throw the ball away and was wide open guys hit him.
I
It's
understand
not
why
that
he's
hard.
not just perfect. It would just be better if he was just a perfect quarterback.
I'm not asking for perfection. I'm asking for consistency. And don't look like the guy that was here 3 years ago.
I just feel like we know he's not that guy.
Well, I said that, then I went back and forth on it. I don't know. It was a great game.
I need consistency out of you.
Yeah, right. Okay, so listen. The Cubs lost Ohtani. We know that by now. Shohei Ohtani, a $700 million deal with the Dodgers. Kenzie, I don't know if you heard about the breakdown of his contract.
Do you honestly think I haven't heard about this based on who I'm married to? It is the only thing I've heard about.
So you've heard about the $2 million thing.
Yes.
This has to be cheating. This can't be real. I can't believe MLB is allowing this.
Since Kenzie knows about it, can Kenzie try to explain what his contract is structured like?
All right, go ahead, Kenzie. The floor is
So
yours.
here's the thing. He's going to make $700 million.
Correct.
But he's going to, I believe the correct word is defer.
That's right.
He's going to defer it to it's a 10-year contract, and he's basically deferring most of the money, $68 million a year is what he's going to start getting paid.
Yup.
You do the math at a certain point in time. So the first few years, he's only going to make $2 million.
10 years.
Yes, because it's fine with him because he makes about $50 million a year in endorsements. So he's gonna. Don't worry, don't you worry. He's gonna be okay. And the tricky thing is now this doesn't count against like their budget, so they can get even more players to stack their team even more. And then on top of that, Mr. Ohtani is probably gonna move back to Japan, and then the taxes aren't gonna be that severe on the $68 million a year he will receive afterwards.
You explained it perfectly, Kenzie. Good
Thank
job.
you.
And
Somebody listened to their husband this weekend.
Yeah. Someone was trying to tune out and couldn't force it. Was he holding you down when he was saying this in your face?
It's just a lot. We had the hospital tour for the baby, and this is what I got the most information on.
I'm telling you, this should be cheating. This is ridiculous. They got the best player of our generation to only pay him $2 million a year. They don't care about that $680 million they're going to pay in 10 years. We might not be alive. There might be an asteroid hits the freaking Earth. They don't care about that. And how much money they have to pay. Now they can actually stack up and get more players and win multiple World Series. I understand this is possible.
Okay, here's the deal.
Because Tom Brady did something similar to this with the Patriots where he deferred a little bit of the money. It looks like a little bit compared to this deal now. It might have been $10 million till the end of his contract so he could get some better players. $2 million and it's supposed to be $68 a year? That's not fair.
Okay, so here's the vibes.
Yes, give me the vibes.
Okay, so the thing with baseball is it's not like a single person sport. So what he could go up, he could hit a home run every time he's up there. It's not gonna like automatically make you win a World Series. It's okay. It's true.
I understand, but this guy.
I'm sorry, because the Angels had Ohtani
and Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Never made the playoffs together.
Yeah.
So, I know the Dodgers are a little bit better, but
Dodgers are exponentially better when you add this generational player.
They're doing pretty good, but
it sucks.
Historically, how often does the best team throughout a season not end up winning the World Series? It happens all the time.
Well, last year was historic.
Like the Braves.
Yeah, last year was historic.
Absolutely been in the World Series. 5
of the best teams in Major League Baseball did not advance.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like. You know what I mean? Don't get all spicy about the whole thing.
I'm spicy, and I can't take it back. I think that's cheating, and I think MLB needs to investigate.
It needs to investigate. I think they're like, ruh-roh, we didn't think about this. They have to write it in now.
Yeah. And for all the people that I saw some people, well, glad the Cubs avoided that $700 million mistake. No, because the Dodgers are going to make about $2 billion off of him after this is all over. By the time they do a Japanese baseball contract and everything else they're going to do with him, the merch is going to be ridiculous. They're going to make all that back 3 times from what they're paying.
Before they have to pay him the insane amount.
Yeah. And then the person that's the end of the line is kind of like, what's the game with the chairs and you pull the chair out?
Musical chairs?
Musical chairs. That last person you have to pay the $600 million who isn't even in the organization right now.
It's never a good reference if you don't know it.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and time for Clash with Kenzie. 312-591-8300. Compete against Kenzie in a trivia contest for a Brian and Kenzie prize pack of cool stuff, merch, whatever. So check in. 312-591-8300 to compete against Kenzie right now.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin.
Q101.
Let's go. And we're having Miriam from Wheaton compete against Kenzie today for the Brian and Kenzie prize pack here on Q101. Now, Case picks up the phones and screens them and says, Brian's going to ask you, tell us something really quick about yourself. And Miriam apparently told Case she'll have to think on that. So we'll see what she says now when I ask her that. Miriam, tell us.
Oh, God. She's going to drop an F-bomb immediately.
Tell us something really quick about yourself, Miriam.
Okay, well, I had to think of a few things. I've got double jointed thumbs.
Ooh.
I don't know if
Okay.
I don't know if that's a common thing, but
No.
mine are double jointed.
What does that mean exactly? Like, can you, what do you do with them?
Like
What those thumbs do?
Like I can pop it back and forth where it kind of looks like it's coming out, like the joint is coming out.
So when
It's
someone's like,
kinda
what's poppin'? You're like, my thumbs.
weird.
Period.
All right. You got anything else, or is that it?
I know. Okay, so I have 0 decorations outside, but I have decorations everywhere inside right now. I had a
Okay.
party last week, so I completely neglected the outside. It's bad.
All right.
Christmas, Hanukkah, what do you got? What's popping over there besides your thumbs?
Besides my thumbs, well, I had a party for toddlers, and so I have like kids' Christmas decorations thrown up all over my house. So I'm ready for some adult fun. Let's have a good time this morning.
All right.
There you go. Okay.
I'm glad you thought about it. Those are really good answers.
Thank you.
All right, here we go, Miriam. First one to 5 wins. Listen carefully. If Kenzie gets one wrong, you can steal it. She can do the same with you. Call heads or tails on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Call it.
Heads.
It is heads. All right, Miriam, here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
Question number 1. What company produced the Razr flip phone?
Motorola.
Motorola is right. Good job, Miriam.
This phone's made a comeback.
You know, I've been binging Entourage lately just to have some fun. And it's amazing to look in there. That's 2005, 2006. That second season is they're all on flip phones.
That's cool.
At all flip phones, taking pictures with flip phones, sending them. Remember those
I want
days?
one.
Yeah.
I want
Remember when
one.
there used to be different phones?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I had the Envy. I had the first keyboard phone.
nice.
Remember that one? The orange one?
Is that like a sidekick? I can't remember.
So you'd flip it up, and it was a keyboard.
Yeah.
And then the front you could use as a regular phone, but then you'd flip open for a keyboard.
Oh.
And everyone's like, you totally effed yourself because now you're not going to know how to text normal. And then the entire world switched to keyboard. And I'm like, suck it. I didn't have to push 800 buttons every time I said hi.
Oh, my God. On the flip, I could text with the phone in my pocket like Matt Damon in The Departed and get to the letters and text something without looking at it.
That's amazing.
Okay, everybody could send a text without looking at it.
No, not every, not really like a W had to go 4 on the 9. Like I could reach my fingers across the board. I don't know anybody else that could do that except for Matt Damon in The Departed.
Okay.
That's
you
your
know?
idol.
Yeah, well, he's a good movie.
You
He's a
do have a
hero
lot in
of yours.
common.
That's right.
All right, back to Kenzie.
Kenzie, what meat is used in a shepherd's pie traditionally?
Lamb.
Lamb meat is right. 1-1. Back to Miriam. Pink ladies and Granny Smiths are a type of what fruit, Miriam?
Apples.
Apples is right. 2-1. Kenzie, how many feet tall is a regulation NBA basket?
Is it 10?
What was the
10?
10's right. Good job.
That was the sound the basket makes when it goes down.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, all these players are over 6 feet and they be dunking, and it's impressive. So you got to go a couple of feet above that.
They've talked about raising the hoop to change the game. Like before this recent surge of the NBA, there was a talk it was getting boring, and let's raise the hoop to 12 feet.
It'd be kind of fun.
That would be.
Could people still dunk at 12 feet?
There are some guys that could. I know.
All right, 2-2 back to
It's
Miriam.
unbelievable.
Miriam, what color are Mickey Mouse's shoes?
Oh,
3.
God. Black?
2. They're not black. Kenzie.
Yellow.
They are yellow.
Oh,
I know. Back to Miriam, is it?
No,
Okay.
it's back to Kinsey. She takes the lead 3-2.
Kenzie, what time zone is Louisville, Kentucky located in?
Oh, crap. Well, they're to the north, south, east, west.
Yeah, those are the
They're
directions.
to the east of us.
3,
Eastern.
2. It is Eastern.
Okay. I hate that. Because I don't know what time zone we are. It throws me off.
You really don't know where we're in?
I'm like, I just tell people I'm in Chicago.
What time zone do you think we're at?
I can
I
answer
don't know.
that.
Miriam, for a point, what time zone are we in?
Central.
Good
That's
job.
not fair.
She's got a point. There we
That's
go.
not fair.
She said you could do it.
As far as I'm concerned, it's 4-3, but it's going back to Kinsey.
Oh, crap. For the win?
Yeah, for the win.
Here we go, Kenzie.
Dunking on these hoses. It's the only way I know to dunk. You know?
On these hoes?
Yeah.
Kenzie, the 2019 Hobbs and Shaw comedy was a spinoff of what movie franchise?
Oh, because it needed a spinoff because there just wasn't enough movies. That's what they said. Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious is right.
But let's hook up our Miriam with a prize pack.
Why are we doing that?
Because I feel like it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
you.
Of course, girl.
Congratulations. You still got a prize pack of some cool merch, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's what those thumbs do. We remember.
With them do. Okay.
The Q101 Morning Crew's Clash with Kenzie.
On Q101.
Well, it's just that easy. And if you like free stuff, how about Limp Bizkit tickets coming up at 8 a.m. with Brian and Kenzie on Q101? That's on the way, plus head to headlines.
How you like them biscuits? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I mean, it's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And coming up, we will have those Limp Bizkit tickets at 8 o'clock. So be here for that show coming up next year. In the meantime, it's time for Head to Headlines, where you decide the content of what we talk about next. So we read 2 headlines, and basically you text in headline number 1 or headline number 2, and the one that gets the most votes, well, we dive into that story and tear it apart. The other story, we will never talk about again. So you have to choose wisely in the situation, because both might be good, or at least you want to hear more just based on the headline alone. So let's get to it. Headline number 1, you text in 312-591-8300. But wait till the end. Got to hear a second one first. Okay. Headline number 1. Buffalo Bills head coach Sean McDermott apologizes for using 9/11 hijackers as an example of teamwork.
Good Lord. That's the first thing.
That's the first
The
headline.
Keebler elves work hard together, too. What the hell?
I can't believe that headline. Okay, now you might want to hear more about that story, but let's wait. Headline number 2 is shorter and more to the point, and we can dive into this one as well.
How's it shorter and more to the point than that?
Here it is.
Okay.
Hamilton, Ohio man shot in the testicle by ex-girlfriend. We have the 911 call, I will add. We have an audio component to that story if you want to hear it. So there you go.
Read them again one more time, please.
Yeah, do that one more time.
You just want to laugh at Sean McDermott. Okay, so remember, vote carefully. 312-591-8300 text. Headline number 1, Buffalo Bills head coach Sean McDermott apologizes for using 9/11 hijackers as an example of teamwork. And headline number 2, Hamilton, Ohio man shot in the testicle by ex-girlfriend. And we have the 911 call
Now, when
on
you
that.
say Hamilton, is that the name of the city?
It is. In fact, I lived there for a short period of time. I know Hamilton, Ohio very well.
Do you know this guy?
I don't. I probably know his
Can
girl,
we get him
though.
on the show?
Yeah, I'm sure I know his girl.
Oh, yeah, because you're such a player. Did you hook up with everybody in Hamilton, Ohio?
There's
You
not.
had to get out of that city.
Let me make a point here. They call it Hamiltucky because it's a very redneck little town near Cincinnati.
Did you do well there? Did you you clean up with
I
the
never got
missus?
my testicle shot. I'll tell you that much.
Amen, brother. That's a good city if you ask me.
All right, 312-591-8300. Which story do you want to hear more about? And remember, we'll never talk about the other one. And choose wisely, because there's some good ones today.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and it's Head to Headlines, where you choose the content of what we talk about now. And coming up in 9 minutes, Limp Bizkit tickets. So stay right here, not very far away with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So this has been a battle for like 10 minutes of which story to read more about because we'll never talk about the other story that we don't read on the air, chosen by you. So headline number one was Buffalo Bills head coach Sean McDermott apologizes for using 9/11 hijackers as an example of teamwork. The headline never gets less funny.
No, I enjoy it.
Or offensive.
Yeah, either one. It covers all avenues. That's headline number one. Headline number two, more to the point, Hamilton, Ohio man shot in the testicle by ex-girlfriend. And we do have the 911 call. Now, it was a battle, but during that Third Eye Blind song, number two pulled ahead very quickly. So I'm sorry, Buffalo Bills fans out there. We won't get to the...
People are voting for a number two stickle. Get it?
I got it. Yep, I got it, everybody. Good
Very
job.
funny.
Yeah. So here we go. Forget the Sean McDermott story. We go to Hamilton, Ohio for this glorious story with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Now, we have the whole news story with a 911 call attached. So we're just going to get right to that to explain it very clearly of what happened with the Hamilton, Ohio man shot in the testicle by his ex-girlfriend.
What do you
We
do
are on
wrong?
Schuler Avenue in Hamilton, and we actually saw Charlie Glenn come home from the hospital about 3 o'clock this afternoon. He was surrounded by family members. Now, he was able to walk
First off, let's stop there.
I wanted to stop it there, too.
No, thank you.
Let's just stop right there. Surrounded by family members after his ex shot him in the testicle. How do you talk
Was
to...
it out?
I'm sure it was covered.
Was it covered?
I don't know. Listen, we're only 10 seconds into the news story.
Wait, what do you mean? Was his testicle out?
Well, yeah, it's the injured area that I can put it in jeans. You know what I mean? And, like, they're surrounded by family.
You think it's in
Do
traction?
you think the whole time he was like, listen, it's cold? I'm like, wait a minute.
I mean, let's just pretend it's covered and it's not out there, the testicle. You still have to say and sit there and look your family members
Your
in
mother,
the eyes.
your father, your brother, your sister, grandma, aunt, uncle.
Imagine your grandfather Mincy coming in there to talk to you. So you're looking good, son. My testicle isn't.
Nobody, while you're at the hospital from a gunshot wound, would say, looking good. What are you talking
I'm
about?
not trying to make him feel good while he's laying there with a shot testicle. I mean,
At least he can do.
it's one thing grandfathers do wonderfully, and grandmothers. So
They
anyway,
compliment your testicles.
there you go. I wonder who called everybody and said, you got to get to the hospital right now. Charlie got shot in the testicle.
Well, that's the thing. Somebody had plans that day, and they got dragged to the testicle, home recovery operation.
Yeah.
It just
Can I ask you a
ruined their
question?
afternoon.
How long is this phone call?
Oh, it's about 2 minutes.
Okay, we gotta go.
No.
It's been 10 seconds.
No, because there's a lot to chop up here.
His name is Charlie Glenn. I don't know why that's funny. It's funny, though. It's just a guy named Charlie getting shot in the testicles. Funny stuff.
Oh, listen, he lived, and we know that much, so we can joke here at the situation. Let's continue on with the news story.
this afternoon. He was surrounded by family members. Now, he was able to walk into his house, albeit very slowly.
This poor guy. Oh, God.
Brian, if I ever get shot in the testicles, leave me alone. Let me go home to an empty house and deal with it that way.
No, we're gonna surround you.
I don't need my friends there. I don't need my family there. I need to be alone.
We're going to have a crew member meet up with White Claw sponsoring it at your house to see your testicle and make sure everything's okay.
Great. I got a busted testicle Ernie's in my house now. Great.
Yeah. It has to be the one moment you want to be completely alone and not get any kind of well wishes from anybody.
Completely.
Okay, let's continue.
Meanwhile, his ex-girlfriend, the woman accused of shooting him, is now behind bars.
Oh, lame.
Now, why you say that?
Because what did he do for?
Why did he have to do anything?
I don't think she was shot him for no reason. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll keep going here. She's in jail.
I need an ambulance ASAP because Charlie Glenn just got shot.
Police say the woman on the call is Glenn's ex-girlfriend, 36-year-old Tanya Nestor.
Shot him
And it's in between his legs. I just don't know exactly where.
Shot him in between the legs.
Yes, I don't.
Sounds like an accident. She sounds concerned.
Really? She sounds concerned because she called 911. She also sounds like The Sniper, that movie with Bradley Cooper. Jeez. Would she just pull from the hip or pull from her sock that gun she had and went like, whoop?
I don't know. Maybe she just picked it up and was like, what is this? It sounds like an accident.
Really?
Brian,
She was so concerned she called.
You would take her side in the story that's headline.
Well, I want to hear more.
Man shot in testicle by ex-girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend.
Well, it sounds like he's just blaming her for the accident.
Brian, I have a question for you real quick.
Sure.
You said you lived in Hamilton, Ohio?
I did.
Can you describe the town to me? Because she picks up the phone, the 911 operator says hello, and she says, Charlie Glenn has been shot, like he's the president or something. Is it a town where everybody knows each other's names?
You know how when you go through southern Illinois and there's the big towers with that say, like, Trump on it, say, you miss me yet?
Yeah, where are you going with this?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that Hamilton looks kind of like that. It's very sparse. I will say this, Woody Harrelson's from there.
Really?
Yeah, Woody Harrelson.
All right.
So,
Little fun factoid?
yeah, I don't know if that makes it any different, but it's not a huge city. It is very hilly and woodsy. And a lot of swirling roads.
Everything's about wood. He got shot in his. Woody's from there. It's woodsy. Everything's very penile.
That's very. That is Hamilton. Let's keep going here.
No, it is
This is the 911 call from the ex that shot him in the testicle. Her ex-boyfriend.
Between the legs?
Yes. I don't know if it hit his privates or what.
The alleged
I don't know if it was his privates or what. There's only a couple things in that area.
victim is 49-year-old Charlie Glenn.
Oh.
Wanted me to take a walk with her, and I found out that she had a pistol with her, and she said it was a pellet run. And I said, well, let me see it, because I'm not going to go anywhere with you if you got a gun. And she pulled it out and shot me.
Still think it's an accident?
So I think it is an accident.
She pulled the gun out and shot him.
No, I think she would pulled it out because he was like, I'm not going to go anywhere. They weren't fighting.
Well, it sounds like he's afraid to go somewhere
I'm not
with her.
saying she shouldn't get in trouble for that. I'm just saying I think it was an accident.
Right. I think, okay, why would he say, I'm not going to go anywhere with you with a gun?
Yeah, prior history. He learned his lesson.
Yeah, I know. Well, because I got in trouble for shoplifting lip gloss, so I told the rest of my friends, pay for it, or if you're not going to pay for it, not when I'm not around, because I don't need to end up with more community service. Same thing.
I don't think so.
He's like, listen, you do your gun thing on your time.
I don't think this is the same thing at all.
Same thing.
She also said it was a pellet gun. Turned out it was a gun with bullets in it.
What she found out.
He found out.
Carpenter said he rushed to the house to check on his friend.
My thoughts was, was he okay, or, is he dead? Is he alive? I didn't know, but they said he was okay, and it wasn't life-threatening.
Wait a minute. So there's good friend nearby that ran to the house to check on him. That's a really good friend. You hear the gunshot, you run to see what's going on. A lot of people run away from gun sounds. You know what I mean? Like, you're shot, you get the hell out of there.
How close does he live to his friends? Just heard a noise and ran to his house.
The video looks like kind of like Chicago neighborhood row house type deals where you're only a couple feet away from everybody's house.
Wow.
It's not like in the country somewhere, but nice friend. But then he's fine. He kind of was very nonchalant about the injury that shot to the groin. This his friend. He's fine. He's
Well,
okay.
he lived. That's all. He was afraid he wasn't going to live, but instead,
Yeah.
he took a shot to the groin. He moved on.
There can't be a worse shot. I mean,
A deadly one.
maybe you'd rather be
I
dead
think
after.
there's a lot of people who, if they could, would beg to differ.
JFK would have liked to have been shot in the testicle.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was a pretty horny guy.
Well, less chance of knocking somebody up.
It's right. Well, with no testicles.
That's what they say about JFK. Pretty horny guy.
What a bad look that would be, too, to not have those.
What?
If he's always going in the bedrooms like Marilyn Monroe, allegedly, in all the rooms.
I don't think they were worried about. No one's like, oh, I thought you'd have beautiful testicles. I can assure you, they're all heinous.
I heard JFK's were awesome.
No.
JFK had the prettiest.
There's no such thing.
It's amazing.
It's always a letdown.
It's amazing his brain is somewhere like in a museum, but the testicles aren't of JFK.
Yeah, where are JFK's testicles? Nobody asked that question.
That's another conspiracy. The Cubans have them, I'm sure.
That's right. We lost that in the Bay of the Pigs.
I don't think they castrated him when they buried him. They're probably. Did they bury him?
He's buried.
All right, well, they're probably with that. Don't you think?
Probably. Probably gone by now.
Okay.
It's a shame.
I wish they were in a museum.
Let's continue on with this call.
Police say Glenn was able to get the gun away from his ex-girlfriend.
He still has it in his hand, yes.
He still has it?
He took it from her, yes.
She pulled the pistol out and shot me, and I proceeded to take the pistol from her at that point and got her down. And, my family members called the 911 because I was shot and bleeding.
She's trying to take off out the door. She just went out the front door because she's trying to leave.
Which way did she run?
I don't know.
The caller told.
Now, wait a minute. So did she try to run away?
She tried to run away. So here's what happened. And
For help.
No, not for
This girl's
help.
just getting it back. She's like, help him.
He got shot in the junk.
Yes.
And then wrestled the gun away from her.
Yeah.
This is the manliest thing I've ever heard.
Pretty tough.
This is human fortitude at its finest.
Yeah, this guy gets some kind of award.
A Purple Heart, I think.
I don't know what's available.
God,
for
that's
this.
incredible. Think about that, Brian.
I don't want him to pin that on the injury, but
it's amazing.
The award, the heart there. So she ran away, and then they ended up caught up. They caught up with her.
Police say saw Nestor run east from the house through an alley towards Crawford Woods. Hamilton police say they eventually arrested Nestor at a house on Caldwell Street, about a half mile from the crime scene. Back at the house, the dispatcher asked about Glenn's wound.
Okay, is there more than one wound, or is it just the one?
Is it just one wound, Charlie?
One shot, but I think it went through my testicle into my butt cheek and out.
I can't understand anybody besides the news reporters. You guys keep laughing, and I'm getting nothing.
You're not understanding. So he said that the bullet went through his testicle, through the butt cheek, and then out.
Oh, it's a bummer.
What?
It's a bubble butt.
He's a thick boy.
Or it hangs low.
Yeah. You're happy the bullet left? You're not happy the bullet left his body? You kind of wish it was captured in?
Why? No, I never said that.
That's what you just said. You said, it's a bummer. When I said the bullet went through his testicle, through the butt cheek.
That has to hurt.
Oh, well, yes. We've made that pretty clear. He was shot in the testicle.
It's an amazing shot, though, to pierce right through.
I'm telling you, she's a sniper.
Pierce the balls.
If somebody would, I don't know if they had relationship problems or what, but, to do something like that is horrible.
I love how the friend is still being interviewed in the story.
Well, I like that he says, I don't know if they had relationship problems.
He's the only one you can understand.
He's very, listen, I don't know what was going on in there for relationship
I feel
problems.
like Woodstock's talking. I'm getting nothing.
Oh. All right, so here we go. I'll finish this up right here.
You want to say something to her? You want an apology from her?
No. I don't expect nothing from her. I still to this day love her.
Still to this day loves her, he says.
Oh.
It's a happy ending.
Heart of gold.
I don't know. Someone shoots you in the testicle? I'm not so sure.
You think he'll bail her out?
We have no...
You know what's crazy? She's in court today. I'll try to get an update for tomorrow.
So she is in the Butler County Jail on a $100,000 bond. She faces a felonious assault charge. Is due back in court December 12th, which is today. So we'll see what happens. Case, you got to follow up on this one, okay?
All right, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Don't shoot me in the testicle, please.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.